breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself.
Alright, everybody, what the fuck is up? My name is the Ostinator. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I'm just gonna get straight to the point here today, because let's be honest, it's literally the middle of the week. It's at 9 o'clock. Maybe wondering, Austin, what the hell are you doing streaming in the middle of the week at 9 o'clock? We all got jobs, we all have lives, we all have class. What the fuck are you doing, asshole? Like, can you, like, not? Listen, I'm sorry. Look, I know it's a bit impromptu, okay? I know I'm very inconsistent with the streams. Like, let's be clear here. You know, I try, but at the same time, I don't try. You all know how it goes around here. But I wanted to do a stream today because there's just something that's been going around over the last while of things, and I just wanted to talk about it because it is because this is a topic that I feel like is a very interesting topic in a sense, and I think it could go very deep here. And that comes down to double standards in the world of the comic book media world, meaning movies, TV shows, etc., where it seems like the fan bases, no matter who's in them, they're very fickle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So we're gonna cover all that and more tonight. It'll probably go about an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes. I don't know, depending on what I feel like. But we have Nindroid in the house.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Wow, I love the enthusiasm, buddy. I really do.
What's up, everyone? It's Nindroid here.
I feel like you went from like a 5 to like a 20. I feel like you need to drop it down to about a 7.5.
What's up, everyone?
See, you just went back to like a 4.
What is up, everyone?
All right, you're at a 5.
Okay. Okay, dokie.
Well, okay, sure. Okay, dokie, sure. That.
Okay,
tomato, I guess.
Okay, dokie.
Wait, it wouldn't be tomato, because it's technically the same thing. So it'd basically be like tomato. Tomato.
Tomato.
No, but that wouldn't make any sense though. It'd be
tomato. Tobias.
Tobias Whale. Where the fuck did that come from?
Or is it Harley?
Harley Quinn.
Whale. No, Harley the talking whale.
Harley the talking whale. Where the fuck was? What?
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you my recent story yet, Austin.
Oh God. I'm not. What?
Yeah. You know, just look at the private chat.
Oh, I gotta look at the private chat now, huh? Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, bro. I wrote the last one.
This is the definitive last one?
Yes, this is the definitive last one. And this is episode 10.
Episode 10.
Yeah, because we did get done, all the other ones now. This is episode 10, which is pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
Is this person? Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so, David Q's in the chat. What's up, David? All right, let's talk about this because I feel like this is a very, like I said before, a very interesting topic. And that is the double standards in the world of comic book media, whether it be Marvel, DC, whatever. We got Kavari in the house. What's up, crew? Awesome, good to have you back, bud. Discuss some pop culture. This is not permanent. It's not permanent. It's temporary because this is something I want to talk about. look, I'll be honest, comic books and all that stuff, they've been a big part of my life for a good while. You know, like they've been there for a hot minute. Um, and especially when it comes to comic book media in general, like movies, the shows, video games, like superheroes was basically my first love in a sense. Now, obviously, as time has went on, it's gotten to a point where my relationship is more or less soured. Not necessarily to the point where I hate it, but just to the point where I'm like, I'm not as passionate as I was anymore. But I wanted to talk about the double standards because this is something I have seen in the uh, social medias, the Twitter, hell. Um, but all that stuff, because I've been seeing the same thing, which is basically how come a certain IP can do something, but if another IP does it, then it's immediately a bad thing. Now, I want to ask you, Ninjoid, is it gatekeeping? Is it nitpicking? Or is it just flat out criticism? Like, what do you think like the main problem of that could be?
The main problem of um, the superhero, just superheroes in general right now, the
Well,
franchises.
Well, what I mean is like the double standard. Like, why do people like say like a certain IP like for like maybe like it could be even in the same like brand, but like how come like a certain IP can do something that people go, oh yeah, no, that was pretty cool, but then if another IP does it, then it's immediately like a bad thing. Like why
Okay, okay, okay. I get what you're saying. My whole thing is like it can be a mixture of everything. Honestly, that's my point of view. Because I mean, if you're nitpicking about something, it's like, come on now, like look back at the stuff, and also it's like at the same time though, it can just be straight up criticism. You know, it's a mixture. It can be really like I think we should do some examples, honestly, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Well, let me give you an example, right? And
Yeah.
this is probably the first example that I can give right now because it's the most recent thing, which is the She-Hulk thing, which is what
Yeah.
we all know what She-Hulk is.
Yeah, She Hulk's garbage.
We know the show's not very good, but there's one particular scene that people like are pretty much split on, like that I have seen. Like a good majority of people don't like the scene, but there are people that actually do. I don't know why, but it's the scene where She-Hulk was twerking in her office. Now,
Okay.
and I
That
see
scene,
the comparisons with Guardians of the Galaxy where, Chris Pratt was dancing, the whole like
the whole first 10 minutes or whatever. You know what the beginning of it? Yeah.
yeah, and also this
Um,
oh shit. No, Zemo in Falcon Winter Soldier where he was
Groot,
dancing.
Groot as well in Guardians Volume 2.
Yeah, so
Groot.
that's why that's a good example. Like why is it okay for them to do it, but if She-Hulk was to do the twerking thing, why is that now magically a bad thing?
I think it's because hmm hmm okay. Well, the twerking was terrible. Um I think it's honestly because it just does not fit within the show. Like Guardians like was built upon music and all of that. Like that's one of its core things that makes Guardians the Galaxy movies is the music, you know. So and dancing and all that other stuff. So I think twerking just came out of nowhere, if that makes any sense, Austin. You know? And the way that you end it just with a victory twerk sounds cringy as heck. And it was cringy when I first watched it. So it's like, why would you do that, you know?
And the thing is with the twerking too is like, and I agree, it was a bad scene. Like, I think the reason why it's also just the execution of it. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was in like a different time period, or if this came out like maybe like when twerking was still sort of like a thing and was still relevant. But and also it like the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing, it also comes just down to execution with the She-Hulk thing. Like, and I understand where they were coming from. Is like, well, how come like Chris Pratt can dance in, Guardians of the Galaxy, but how come She-Hulk can't do it? It's because of the execution. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it was dumb, pointless, and also at least the Star-Lord thing actually was like part of the story. Like, he had
Yeah, yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. Like Guardians, like the dancing and music is a part of the story. Like She-Hulk, it's not. They legit just threw it in there.
and it's also the thing too where it's like with the Groot thing, it's like it's cute. It's like an anime. It's like a tree. Like, who cares? Like, to let the tree dance. And also, like, the Zemo thing, I don't even think was really I don't even think it was actually really a scene. It was just more like I thought the last time I checked it was deleted. It was a deleted scene. So it's like
It
it
was
tech.
a deleted scene.
So
Yeah.
it's like technically it didn't even happen. So it's like, why is that even coming into the argument? It's like, do fans just like come up with arguments just to make arguments for something? Like, is it just to make an excuse for something that's bad, or is it just that they're trying to make a point? And
Well, I think they're more trying to defend it because they probably like it. So then they're like, "Oh, well, they danced during this," and then we're like, "Yeah, but that point does not really matter a whole lot, you know? Like, doesn't really back it up completely. Like, we can see where they're coming from a little bit, but not entirely, you know?"
like, it's easily debunked. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't mind the argument if you had like some sort of actual case. Like, the cases that people try to bring up, it just doesn't work because you can easily debunk them with facts. When you have She-Hulk randomly just clapping cheeks, like with the Megan person, it doesn't. It just, not only is it outdated with the twerking thing, but also it just, as from a story perspective, there's no reason for it.
Hmm.
Because if we're going by like the MCU standards, which, yes, I understand it's the MCU, I get it, it's more fake, it's not supposed to be real, it's silly, you have talking trees, you have a purple alien with a glove, like, you have a guy in an armored suit. Like, I get that it's mostly fake, it's supposed to be cheesy and stupid. It's just it's just like, if someone was to actually do that in their office, like twerking and like doing that shit, like, you'd not only would you not be taken seriously, but I'm pretty sure you'd be fired.
Hmm.
It's just this is like the problem I think with MCU in general, is they just don't understand their characters. Like,
Well,
you're hot.
anymore, Austin.
Well, yeah.
They used to really understand their characters. I mean, just look back at and see. That's the thing. When Austin and I always talk about Marvel and all of that, we always keep on saying, "Look back at Phase One and 1 to 3," and we always like kind of praise it. Like, look, at least those characters, they stayed true to them. I mean, look at Captain America, for God's sake. He still stayed true to who he was from First Avenger by saying, "I can do this all day," to the end of his own trilogy in Civil War when he fought Iron Man. "I can do this all day." Like, they knew their characters back in the day, you know? Where with now, their characters, they just are throwing so many characters up at us at once, and they're like, okay, some will stick, some will flop. Who really cares, you know? Because we're making yeah, it's quantity over quality, and we're gonna make money because it's Disney Plus and we need the content, you know? Fuck the good writing.
Well, and you know what, that's the other thing too, and I know it's kind of going off track of what we're talking about, but the biggest I would like to think this phase was more of an experiment by Kevin Feige to see if people would still be willing to watch this content even though it's gotten like bad. Like I would like to believe Kevin Feige at this point just is like, look, people are gonna watch this shit anyway, so let's just put out whatever for right now just to see if it'll work. And to be fair, his experiment, if that's the case, actually did work because he did make a shit ton of money. But at the same time, you did lose a lot of your fan base because you're making stupid decisions.
Hmm. That is true.
And again, I know like there's a lot of Marvel fans that'll disagree and say, "Oh no, Phase 4 was great and more power to you." I'm not going to attack you for your opinions about whatever. It's just in my personal opinion when it comes down to it, it's just I think fans not only are it's also the gatekeeping too. Like
Yes.
it's a lot of things and I agree it's a combination. It's because it depends on what the situation is because certain situations could result in a lot of gatekeeping where if you're loyal to a fan to a brand, I guess you could say it's very easy to remain loyal and try and I wouldn't say make excuses, but I would say it's pretty easy to like say, well, this was great because you don't understand, or oh, Kevin Feige's going to do this, and I'm like, I understand that, but the problem is when you're making, you still have to call out the bad decisions because you do not want your fan base or anybody else for that matter to be like, oh, well, I just don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, like for example, both of us did not like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I hate that movie so much. I
I
think we all know that.
I know you hate the movie. I wouldn't say I hate the movie. It's just one of those movies that like I look at it and just say they could have done so much more, but they just did not hit the mark.
Well, that's why I hate it. Like I'm there like, oh my god, this could have been one of the best Marvel movies of all time. And then it wasn't. And it only scratched certain parts of that potential and it pissed me off because in doing so when they were trying, they also fucked up their own universe as well.
What's up, Andrew? Said it's been a long time. David's like the Tolkien was terrible. Just getting through the chat. If it was just Tatiana, it wouldn't probably be better, but the She-Hulk seems to be an eyesore. Yeah, CGI is pretty ugly. I don't just trust these people with Daredevil. Kavari comes in because the entire show she kept complaining about men not taking her serious, but yet she's twerking in a work environment that just completely throws that feminist narrative out the window.
Yeah. That's actually a good point, Kavari. Like that's why I meant like it's not in for her character. You know?
100%. He's like it's bad writing, and I agree with that. Kavari comes in as well. Marvel at this point doesn't care because the shows will always defend it, and that's true.
That's really true.
Hey, the Titania actress says she did it for the money. At least she's honest about it. I'm like, yeah,
True.
I'll give her that. Corey comes in. What's up, Corey? I think it's your first time here. Welcome. DC does the same thing in every studio. No, and I'm not disagreeing with that. Like, it's everybody. I'm not saying I'm not just gonna call out Marvel because you're right. Like, it is also DC. You could even argue it's also with Star Wars. It's with
Oh
it's
yeah.
with it's with every brand.
Yeah, it's with Star Wars as well. Trust me, with The Last Jedi, um, a lot of fans were like, "Oh, you don't understand. Last Jedi's a masterpiece." And this guy, I defend Last Jedi, and I still do. But at the same time, I have every single problem that everyone else has. So don't think I'm a shill.
Bard comes in, any criticizing of Marvel these days is somehow a personal attack, and they always deflect it by saying DC sucks. And you know what? That's another thing too. It's like, I understand if you're not a fan of certain things. Like, I understand there's people that don't like DC. Trust me, I understand that, because let me be honest with you, right now I'm in the camp that says DC sucks in terms of their movies, because they do suck for the most part. So it's kind of one of those things where, yes, the DC thing, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, you also have to be critical of your own brand, because you do not want to get it to a point where it's so bad you can't recover from. Because that's what happened with DC. It got to a point where they dug themselves into a hole that they could not dig themselves out of. So it's like, I don't want to see a brand go down that road. It's specifically Marvel, because Marvel right now, they've gone into what would I say? It's not that I would say they don't care. It's just one of those things where I think they're just making decisions that are kind of rash. But that's neither here nor there, because that's not what we're really here to be talking about. And you know what? And here's another thing that I'm going to try and go more into the this might be controversial, but I've also seen the whole comparisons between Namor and Aquaman, which,
Yeah.
because, and I'll give him this. It is the double standards of like, well, how come we're going to complain about the look of Namor, but we're not, what nobody complained about Aquaman?
It's because Aquaman looked better.
Well,
like, I honestly, I'm all right with Namor's look right now. I just want to see what they do with Namor more.
yeah, and then that's kind of going into what another thing I was going to bring up, but no, I agree. Like, I don't think the Namor look is the worst thing ever. No. Is it just an overreaction? Probably. Like, I'm not saying...
Yeah, it's just like the whole Gore thing when people were saying Gore's ugly or he's not scary. You remember back in the day when people were saying that in the trailers? And then turns out Gore was like one of the best things in Love and Blunder.
Yeah, exactly.
To many people. So it's like...
It's just one of those things where I don't... Like, it's just... I understand the argument of, like, look, yeah, I understand, yes. The comic book accuracy, you're never really going to... Let's be honest, nobody's ever really going to get the comic book accuracy right when it comes to movies. Because no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be like, oh, well, this little thing didn't happen, so, yeah, fuck this movie. Like...
Yeah, but also at the same time, to those people who say all that everything has to be comic accurate, I need to say that I respect your opinion, but at the same time, we shouldn't want to see the same exact story that we might know, like, word by word,
exactly,
on screen, because then we already know how it's going to end for certain. Like, I'd much rather be like, I wonder how Black Panther defeats Namor, instead of, oh, I know that Black Panther wins Namor by doing this. Like, I'd much rather be surprised, Now, there's a difference between comic accuracy with the character's personality.
Yes.
Because I think characters' personalities should be more comic accurate, because it's like, for example, we were talking about Venom Let There Be Garbage backstage. Carnage was not Carnage in that movie. Okay.
Right.
It was more like a love sick puppy, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
So I'm there like, Carnage and Cletus Cassidy are serial killers. They really don't care about anyone. Now, yes, they did have a romance with Silk or whatever. Wait, no, it was Scream. with Scream later on within the comics, but shouldn't they focus on establishing Carnage beforehand, like Cletus and all that, and develop how he's a serial killer and that he wants to kill everyone? But guess what? In the movie, they legit allow him to escape prison, and he doesn't kill any of the. Well, no, he only kills the policemen. He doesn't kill the inmates. He doesn't want to kill anyone, really. He just wants to get Eddie.
And
That's it.
and that's the thing too, which I'll get into in a second. But I just want to say, like, I want to go back to the Aquaman thing real quick. Like, I do understand that the whole argument, because yes, Aquaman, in whole fairness, does not look like Aquaman from the comics. I will give them that 100%. I will also give them that, yes, Namor doesn't look like Namor from the comics. I will agree with that. But I think the reason why no one really complained about it is because I think it just comes down to it was a different time, and also right now it's more of an overreaction. It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Because comic book fans, and I'm not saying this to be a dick, but because it's kind of like wrestling fans with me. It's like fans can be fickle. No matter what you do, you will never please them.
Yes.
Like, if you do one thing wrong, you get shit on. If it's not one thing, it's the other. I'm not saying I'm not saying it might not be justified, because there are instances where it is. But I do feel like people sometimes also, because it's a knee-jerk reaction, they're like, oh, this is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. But we don't know. So
Yeah.
I do feel like that people really do need to kind of not necessarily knee-jerk, but at the same time, like, I understand if you're not interested in a movie. I understand that. Like, because I get that. Because there are Marvel movies, there are DC movies where I watch a trailer and I'm like, oh, this looks... like, I really don't care. But at the same time, I also use the phrase of, you kind of lose the right to talk about something once. If you say, oh, I'm not going to watch it, then why are you still talking about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you care?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let that shit... I use the phrase, don't let that shit, not necessarily cloud your judgment, but don't let it live rent-free in your head. Like, if you don't like something, just don't watch it.
Well, yeah, that's what I think both of us kind of learned, because, I mean, I used to think I have to watch every single Marvel show, to get caught up, because if I miss something, oh boy, it's going to be somehow important, knowing my luck. But no, not so far. I mean, I watched like 2 episodes of Miss Marvel and I quit.
You rage quitted.
I legit just quit. I'm done. I'm
not even because the show is bad, but because Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was in the intro.
Yeah, that's true as well. And then She-Hulk, I tried, and I hated the first episode. And I still watched the second one, and I hated the second one. And I also I gave up on it after the second episode. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. Where with, how should I say, at least with the Star Wars shows, it feels like they're putting a lot more, like, actually there's fans working on it.
Sure.
I guess. Like, you get what I mean by that? Like, there's more passion put into those shows. Because I'm telling you, like, I'm saying that I enjoy every single Star Wars show more than a lot of the Marvel shows. Like, I'm talking about, like, even Visions for me, for God's sake, So, and Andor and all the shows I enjoy more than most of these shows, the Marvel stuff.
Let's see. I'm gonna go into the chat real quick. DC Clan, will DC suck? Does suck these days? Oh yeah, everybody knows that. Even Kavari says DC sucks, and he's a hardcore DC fan. Besides the
That's
Batman, DC is not putting out much content. No, they're not, because they're fucking broke. Black Adam looks so generic, while Wakanda Forever looks cinematic. Just my opinion.
okay. I gotta actually say this, and I actually will say this. I think DC's actually gonna win this year against Marvel, mainly because, bro, I watched. Well, the Batman honestly is like probably my favorite movie that came out this year, and we have the Batman, um, the DC Super Pets, bro. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, bro, it's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, I watched it like a week ago. Bro, I laughed my ass off during the whole movie. It was so funny. And I actually like it's funny that Crypto like that movie gets Superman right, for God's sake. And Crypto and Ace, like I actually kind of felt something for the dogs. I liked it a lot. And then Black Adam to me looks like it's gonna be actually solid as well. So I think, and Peacemaker came out this year as well. So I think DC's gonna win against
Yeah,
Marvel, you
I
know?
mean, the problem is with Marvel this year in particular. It's like at least last year you had Spider-Man No Way Home to be like, oh well, at least we had something to kind of get out of mediocrity. And when the best thing that you put out this year was a fucking show, that's pretty sad. Like, fucking Moon Knight was better than mostly every Marvel thing this year. And even then, it wasn't, like, the best thing ever. So it's like, that just goes to show you the level of, quality. Or at least the problem that they have. Dylan, what's up? Because like the next problem facing the comic book genre is a lack of competition by DC competition floats. Oh, that's true. It's so funny to know how much you guys sound like me, even though you don't take it as far as I do.
Oh yes, we know Dylan. This guy who hasn't seen a single episode of Andor yet, actually.
I haven't seen the most recent episode.
I have, and I actually think it's the second best episode. I actually really enjoyed it. Like because here's the thing. There wasn't a lot of action in this one, but at the same time, I actually started growing attached to these characters, which I feel like is necessary, you know? Because
Right?
if you don't get invested with these characters, then you're going to think the whole show's boring completely, you know? Which they finally did something to these like rebels, you know, the people that Andor got dropped off with, that made me actually starting to remember all their names. Like I'm like, oh, I like that. And then there's a imperial officer that I actually remember his name because he has an interesting backstory. Which I'm there like, huh, that's pretty cool. And Andor actually had a character moment in this episode, which made me really love it, you know? So yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to check it out later. Dylan comes in LOL, flat out broke. That's about all studios these days. No, WB is broke. Like, when you literally have to can a $90 million movie, that's not a good sign. As much as I have my doubts about Batgirl, but holy shit, a movie that was basically almost done, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not gonna release it." Like, fuck, man, that's a story for another time. Like, just a fuck. That's another stream about like WB and why I hate them, because it's just they just do stupid shit, man. It's like everybody, but WB's the worst one. They suck so bad. Fuck. Agree with Nindroid. Star Wars seems to be in a better place.
Um Not entirely. Because I actually was talking about this with Dylan the other night. don't you remember back in the day when us Star Wars fans, and the last time we did this was back in Mandalorian season 2, where we actually spent time and we were all excited just to see one teaser trailer of our Star Wars product. Like, we were that excited for new footage, and we would analyze it, and we would create theories and all of that. We haven't done that since Mandalorian season 2. I don't really see anyone being like, "Ooh, Book of Boba Fett. Ooh, what is that? What is that shot right there of Book of Boba Fett? Oh, what is that shot of Andor? What is that shot of Obi-Wan Kenobi?" You know? Like, I miss those nights where legit, and this it's surprising that I'm actually gonna say it, but I remember back when Rise of Skywalker, the final trailer dropped. I remember spending the entire night on Star Wars Theories live stream, just listening to him breaking down every single shot of that trailer because we wanted to know the most out of that movie. We want to dive deep and be like, okay, what is this movie going to be about? What clues, what characters, what type of scenes, where are these scenes going to take place? We were so hyped. Star Wars, it's like Andor, he died.
Yeah.
Now, do I like the show actually? Yeah, I think the shows actually are good so far. But at the same time, how are we supposed to be excited if we already know this guy's fate a little bit? Which I'm excited because of the other characters, and also I'm excited for Andor's development, but that's it. Like, it's not like Mandalorian where I actually get excited for Mandalorian because we don't know Mando and Grogu's fate.
Right.
Or Moff Gideon, or any of these guys in Mando. Besides, well, we're never going to see Cara Dune again, but you get what I mean, like
Yeah.
the other characters were all like, we don't know what happens to Boba Fett now between his show and Force Awakens. Like, does he actually die, or is he still running Tatooine at that time? So it's like, it's so like we're like more invested in that story because we don't know the fate of these characters. Where with Andor and Bad Batch and all that, that's within a time of the like first 6 movies. So we know, yeah, those characters are gonna die.
True.
So yeah, that's my little rant about Star Wars. I think Star Wars needs to go to the old Republic era, and we need new characters like that, or go far out into the future, like 1,000 years.
Like, just get out of the Skywalker saga. Like, I know, again, we're not really supposed to be talking about Star Wars, but we need to get out of this fucking Skywalker saga. Like, I love how, like, episode 9, like, oh, this is the last thing of the Skywalker saga. Like, no, we got, like, everything else. It's part of the Skywalker saga. Like, Mandalorian's part of the Skywalker saga. Book of Boba Fett is part of the Skywalker saga. Obi-Wan Kenobi's part of the Skywalker saga. Andor's part.
Yeah, and they're gonna say, well, no, they're not part of the Skywalker saga because they're not the episodic stuff. And I'm like, okay, that might be true, but they're still taking place within the story of the Skywalker saga,
Exactly.
It's like we need to just get out of this universe of the Skywalkers and move on to a new galaxy of sorts within the Star Wars universe,
Exactly.
Now, does that mean we need to get rid of lightsabers and
No.
blasters? No. Do we need to get rid of Jedi and Sith and gangsters and smugglers and bounty hunters? No. Just create a new story with brand new characters. And please don't kill them off immediately.
Exactly. Now, kind of going back to the comic book thing, like, there's another thing I want to talk about. Like, there's, like, I think, like, maybe 2 more. But I kind of want to bring this up because I know Kawhi brought it up. And then that's really kind of just, not necessarily what he brought up, but just more or less the concept. Like, everybody going into this whole, well, if a thing is bad, it's immediately woke. Like, to
No,
me, and this is just my 2 cents. I know people might disagree with me on this, but I think the problem is with the term woke. For me, at least, it's an overused term.
Mhm.
Like, just because maybe a piece of media is bad does not always necessarily mean it's woke. Now, am I disagreeing with the fact that there are things that are woke? No, I do agree that there are things that are woke. I'm not saying it's everything. I just think the problem is with the woke term is when you're saying it about everything. Like, because a lot of times it might not even be woke. It's just flat out bad.
Mhm.
Like I'm sorry to say, but like this latest Jurassic World movie that came out.
Yeah.
Now I saw that movie in theater and it was bad. Like, it was boring. Like, there was locusts. They were on fire for some reason. It was bad. But people are like, oh, it wasn't woke. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it wasn't woke, but it was still bad. Like, you could even use the phrase like, well, I'll even give like a certain like superhero thing, like Batman v Superman or something. Like, yes, it wasn't woke, but it was still bad. Like, there's a lot of superhero media out there, even like recently, it's not necessarily woke, it's just bad. I just think people really need to, like, I wouldn't say like I do
Well, like,
understand with things like Batwoman. I do understand that because it's like, well, yeah, that was
yeah, that
obviously
is
woke.
woke. And She-Hulk is woke as well. But I'll actually say Miss Marvel, that's actually not woke.
No, it's not.
As much as I hate that show, it's not woke whatsoever.
No.
It's legit just Miss Marvel legit is just a teenage girl that wants to be just like Captain Marvel. That's legit the whole show. And the thing is, if you don't like Captain Marvel, then you're not gonna like the show.
No,
It's that simple,
exactly.
you
It's
know?
like, it's just like I said, it's just an overplayed term.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like, there's a lot of things that you could maybe point out. It's like, oh, but that's obviously false. Like, no, that's woke. I'm like, yeah, but if we have to be like really nitpicky to say, oh, it's woke, then you're not really doing what the movie wants you to do, and that's enjoying it. Like, I understand if a movie's bad and you're like, oh, well, there's nothing really better to do, so I guess I'll nitpick. But even then, it's like I real like if it's in directly in my face, I'll be like, well, that was kind of unneeded. Like in the whole, like, it's just, to me, it's just, there's a lot of like, I don't even know why the woke term got overused, but that just all comes down to, it's just overused.
Hmm.
Like, if you just don't like something, just say you don't like it. You don't have to use the woke excuse all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, like legit just call it something else like garbage or trash.
Like,
You know?
it's just, to me, it's like when you're trying to say it's woke, that just means either you want to hate it and you're just trying to find an excuse to hate it, or whatever. It's just, I think that's a little unfair to call everything woke.
Hmm.
At least that's me. I mean, I know, again, people are going to disagree with that, and that's fine. But at the same time, it was just, ugh. It's just like, I'm not trying to call people out. Like, I understand people have their opinions. It's just like the things that kind of annoy me about like the superhero like, not necessarily the community itself, but just more like things that I've been seeing that maybe need to be addressed at the moment, and just like, because I want people to enjoy it, and I know like recently a lot of things are not very enjoyable, and it's just, uh like, I just want common sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when it's just, I see a lot of people just like, and again, I'm not calling anyone specifically out, because again, there are people that I watch that, I mean, I agree with some of their takes, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus, guys, like, I know you guys don't like it, but please, for the love of God, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to talk about it. Like, talk about something else. Like, I get it. You make a lot of money hating on stuff, but like, come on. It's because, and it's not even like the major channels too. It's like you all see smaller channels do it. Hell, I've done it.
Hmm.
Like I mean, we're all guilty of it.
Yes, that's true.
And you know what? I know this is gonna be shitty of me to say, but the decline of quality. It wasn't just the studio's fault. It was our fault. It was our fault too. Because you want to know why? Because even though we may complain about it, what is the one thing that these studios want more than anything else?
Money,
Money. And what are we giving them?
money, and views. Well,
Ex-
views that creates money. And us talking about the show and product will also gain them more traction and more views, making more money.
exactly. It's like if you don't like something, A, do not give it any attention, and B, don't watch it because the less attention you give it, the less money they make. The less you watch it or you don't watch it, you don't make money. That's all it comes down to. Like, it's just common sense. Now, I understand, it is easy to, be like, oh, yeah, like, it's easy money to do this. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, you're not getting what you want. Nobody wins. Because on the one hand, yeah, you may be making money, but at the same time, the thing you hate is also going to make money because you're giving it attention. Like, it's not me being harsh. It's not me saying calling people out. It's just common sense. And that's all it comes down to. And I think there's like one more thing I wanted to talk about, but I want to get to this chat first. Kavara's like Super Pet's actually pretty good. Let's be honest, the only reason why people are watching She-Hulk is because of Daredevil.
Yeah, but then Daredevil actually appeared in the recent episode, and apparently that was garbage as well. I watched Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers video today on it, and I saw the one scene. Oh my god, what the hell did they do?
Pretty much. Wow, those were the days. Whereas like it's been 3 years and 6 months since that Green Lantern show was announced. Still waiting, WB. Well, Kavar, you're probably not gonna get it because it's WB and you're never gonna get anything you want. WB is all hype and no show. Oh no, they're definitely no show. I don't even think there's any hype anymore either. So it's like they don't have hype, they don't have show. Bring back Ryan Johnson. No, mm,
It depends. Depends on what is he doing.
like keep him away from the writing chair. But like if you want to have him like direct or something, like
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
As far as like Austin throwing shade at geeks. See, the thing is, I'm not trying to throw shade at them. Like as much as I disagree with like a lot of their takes, I don't necessarily have any ill will towards anybody. So it's like I don't really interact with them. So it's like I don't really have any ill will towards them. I do see things on the Twitter, and I know they've maybe have said some things that are very controversial and
Yeah.
very shitty, but
Uh,
I don't
yeah.
know them personally. So it's like I
Well,
can't. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
actually watch Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. That's the only one I do watch. And even Jeremy himself, he legit made a video, and he did this just to see how many people would not watch his video and just say that he said it. So he legit made a clickbait title saying Cobra Kai season 5 is woke. Even though if you watch his review, he said it's 100% not woke.
Again, just using the woke phrase, like it's just
It's funny though how he legit took that and he just wanted to expose people on Twitter for saying that his opinion is that it's woke, even though he didn't even say that. He just put it in the thumbnail for attraction. And see, that's the thing. The woke term, why people say that is because it will attract attention.
exactly. They're like, hello, I win. Cause I hate Cells Austin, and these YouTubers will never stop. No, they will never stop because again, money talks. And again, I know it's a very shitty thing, but at the same time, it's like I'm not saying I don't understand that. Like I get it. You have to pay the bills somehow, so yeah, you gotta talk on stuff, but at the same time, you're not really winning. It's kind of hypocritical in a way. Like you hating on something, but yet you're still giving money to said product. Which is why I don't really understand these Star Wars haters either, because it's like, and I will say this, I am hypocritical in a way, because I did, after the whole, thing that happened a couple, like I would say 2021 with the whole beginning of the year stuff, I said, yeah, like cancel Disney Plus. Now technically I don't own Disney Plus, my mom does, but I still watch it. I will bring that up. Yes, I am a hypocrite in a sense. No, I don't have Disney Plus, but at the same time, I still have people that still, own it. So it's like now I don't really have an excuse not to watch any of it. But at the same time, I'll bring it up. Yes, I am a hypocrite in that sense. But at the same time, I don't understand the people that aren't in my situation where somebody else owns it, but I don't. But at the same time, you own Disney Plus, but you also want to boycott Star Wars. Like, I don't understand the double standards. And that again comes back to double standards. Why is it okay to do something like you want to boycott something, but at the same time you're going to turn around and be like, oh, but we like money. It's like, it's just double standards.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I've almost completely stopped Marvel and Star Wars content on my channel for similar reasons. You guys get it. Like, the thing is, Dylan, it's like, I understand that. I feel I'm not going to go to the complete sense of completely boycotting something over, like, a book. Like, to me, that's a little much. But at the same time, it's like, I get it. I don't know if I'd go to those extreme lengths. Like, if I was like to just boycott something, I'd boycott like one singular thing. Like to me, it's like, for example, I'm not gonna go watch Aquaman, and I'm not gonna go watch The Flash. I just think because morally, it's the right thing to do. It's just I don't have any interest. DC is just not in a good spot. I don't want to support something that's not in a good spot, because that's just, again, encouraging bad behavior. Now, in the case of Marvel, I have refused to watch certain things because it's like, well, I'm not going to watch it, because it's very hypocritical of me to say, well, if I'm not going to like something, I'm not going to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I want to do it in a way. It's just. It's again just the double standards. Shifty comes in. What's up, Shifty? Back in my day, we said things that we didn't like were whack. They should bring that back. Get rid of woke, bring back whack. And see, that's the thing. I wouldn't mind, like, every so often the woke phrase, because I've said before, there are things that are woke, I agree. But at the same time, it's like, I think just the term woke is just overused and just all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dylan was like, the book was just my last straw, though, yes, it was a big straw. Sure, let's go with that. But then folks would probably be like, this stuff is whack. Why is it whack? Because it's woke. Yeah, pretty much. Now, there is one last thing I do want to talk about before we sign off, and that is nitpicking. And I do kind of want to bring this up because, again, this is a thing that I see when it comes to, like, comic book media, whether it be DC or Star Wars, and that's nitpicking. whether it be, and I'll give this example, like, again, it's just like I see people that complain about maybe suit design choices or some sort, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh
I
no, I get what you mean exactly.
like for the here's the thing, and again, going back to the comic book accuracy thing, and that's also nitpicky too, in a sense, because it is a big deal, but at the same time you could argue it's a nitpick, is the idea of, well, it's not comic book accurate enough. Now, here's what I'll say about those two things. One, in terms of the comic book accuracy thing, I agree with you what you said earlier, that the biggest problem is if you try to go too comic book accurate, then people are going to be like, well, that's too comic book accurate. Like, why aren't you doing your own thing?
Yeah.
But then if you try to do your own thing, people will turn around and be like, well, that's not comic book accurate enough. And then it's like, well, what the hell do you do? Do you then turn around and try to, like, to me it needs to be a good blend of both. I feel like, if as a fan of a lot of the comic book stuff, for me personally, I would still try to do my own thing, but at the same time I'd still try to be comic book accurate, because you can't have it both ways. Like, it's either you want them to do their own thing, but then if they do their own thing, then people get pissed. Like, and I've seen it in the comic books. Like, people are like, well, I don't like this about this character. Why don't you make an original character? And then when they make an original character, people will still get pissed off about it. It's like, well, you just said make an original character and leave the old characters alone, which I agree with. Like, if you want a character like to have the same qualities, but you want to just make a different character, just make a different character.
Hmm.
Like, because again, when you're like, for example, like Batman, for example, like, why would you get rid of Bruce Wayne and make someone else Batman? Just make a new superhero. Like, it's not hard. Like, making comic books really should not be that hard and complicated. Like, sometimes there's a phrase called keep it simple. Like, you don't always need to be complex. Now, as far as like the suit stuff, and maybe Ninja, you'll also touch on this, but like, why does it matter? Like, again, you're trying to do your own thing. Like, I don't mind people putting their own spin on things.
Okay, so to me with the suits, it just depends on, does it take you out of what the moment is trying to convene, if that
Yes.
makes any sense. For example, um I'm actually gonna use this from uh what should I actually use? How about I'm actually gonna use Last Jedi again. You know how in Force Awakens Snoke's robes were like more gray and all of that?
Yeah.
And then he got like a Playboy magazine look in Last Jedi kinda, with the
Right.
golden robes and all that.
Yeah.
Now, to me, it doesn't take me out of the scene, but I can understand why fans would say that, because legit, it does look like he's, you know,
Yeah. It comes
you
off.
know,
He looks like a Hugh Hefner type of character.
yeah, like I understand that if people want the gray robes and all of that from Snoke, like now, now there's other stuff like maybe I don't know, maybe Spider-Man's costume they just completely get wrong, you know, like maybe there's yellow on his suit instead of red. It's just yellow. And this is supposed to be his main suit during that movie. Yeah, I would be pretty ticked.
Yeah, like, the thing is, and what I'm trying to bring up is, like, it kind of just goes back to doing their own thing. Like, if you're doing a movie and like the design makes sense for that movie, then you just go with that thing. Like,
Mhm.
now, do I agree with that? They really need to stop with characters wearing armor. Yes, because that's a thing that is overdone. Like, because I'm not saying we need to go back to like just cheap spandex. Like I want them to like, have their suits be modernized, but we don't always need armor. Like Spider-Man shouldn't, like, I think just him wearing the suit he had at the end of No Way Home and having like the lenses that like move, I think is fine. 'Cause that's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like Batman can wear like kind of like something like in BVS where it's like a spandex but still like a very bulletproof Kevlar type thing. Like I I would like to see more of that. Like I just don't want to see armor.
Mhm.
Like because it's just overplayed. Like I don't mind armor for where if the story needs it. It's just
Yeah,
when
like Mandalorians, for example. They
like
need,
Iron Man,
yeah.
like characters that wear armor, it's a part of their character. Like Batman can wear armor if the story needs him to wear armor.
Yeah, like for example, during BVS, where he need to wear armor to fight Superman. That to me
Exactly.
makes sense. That made sense. Now, the rest of the movie, though, did he wear armor? No.
No.
He legit just was in his Batman uniform or Bruce Wayne attire, which that was great.
Exactly. Like it's just I guess the point of this stream is just people complain way too much. Like people are on social media and I think people really do need to touch some grass and they need to go outside. But in all seriousness though, we do complain a little too much. Like I do think we need to just like I want to praise the more positive stuff. I don't want to always be shitting on things that suck because then that's just not fun.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I basically stopped talking about Marvel and even Star Wars on my channel. And I'm now talking about Ninjago a whole lot, Austin. It's just because that's the one thing that I'm actually excited with. And, that actually brought, like, it's bringing out positivity out of me, and energy. And the other thing that brought out energy and lots of positivity was Cobra Kai,
Oh, 100%.
So it's like those two things brought out so much positivity with me. And all this other stuff, like even Andor, I'm watching it. It's not bringing out positivity for me. Do you know why? Because it's still slow. And I still have many nitpicks with it. And I don't want to talk about the nitpicks, but at the same time, I just won't do it on my own channel just because I don't want to spread negativity really, you know, right now.
Like I'll spread negativity when I feel like it's necessary. Like stuff
Yeah.
like the long haul and Army of the Dead,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
those
like
types of things, yes, you
yeah.
gotta shit on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not in the mood to talk crap about something like during the old days of Galactic Chat, which I am planning on bringing back soon, because it is October, and that's usually when Galactic Chat does the best.
That is true.
So my plan is to start this week, believe it or not, this weekend, and
When this weekend?
maybe Saturday night.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Well,
Well,
I don't know. I don't know yet, Austin. It might be Friday night. All right. I'll get
Friday
back.
night.
Yeah, are you busy Friday night?
I am busy Friday and Saturday night.
Well, you know what we could do?
What?
Um, what about Sunday we have the round table.
Yeah, and Sundays don't work for me either because I got classes the following day and I got to get up early and.
Okay, do you have class on Friday? Like during Friday?
I do, but the problem with this Friday, like usually Fridays are fine, but this Friday I already, because I have a Lego thing that I got to go to for my club, for a club event, and then I promised Zach I was gonna do the Halloween thing with them this week. So
That's all right. That's all right. Well, then I'll just do Galactic Chat with Dylan this week. All right.
but you can't do it with Dylan though, because he's protesting.
Well, then I'll do it by myself, Austin.
Listen, man, I'm trying to help you here.
I'll do it by myself then. No, I might get some new people on, honestly. Like maybe Ryan will be on because
Like
Ryan Hine Scad. He has been watching Andor, so maybe I'll get him on.
Like after this week, I'll be able to be on Galactic Chat. It's just this week there's just a lot going on.
It's okay. I'm not gonna cancel it just for you or anything. I'm just gonna,
Well,
right.
actually, Shifty, I can do the tag team tourney because because the Halloween thing's not going to be long. So, at least I think it's not going to be long, but I should be able to do it still.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hang on a minute. It depends on what time you're planning to do Galactic Chat on.
8:30 on Saturday.
8:30 on Saturday?
Yes.
I
could do it later. I'm just saying 8:30 right now because I work till 8.
If you can maybe push back to like 10:30-ish, I should be okay.
Oh yeah, that would definitely work because I kind of want to make it a late night show. So I would be down for that.
Yeah, so I could do it late Saturday, and Shifty, I can do the tag team tourney. The Halloween thing, I'm not gonna. It's probably gonna be like over an hour or so. So it's like I'll be there. You don't gotta worry about that. At least I don't think we gotta worry. Actually, no, you don't gotta worry, Shifty. I promise. I will be there. I'm gonna be there, or I'm gonna be square. That's how the phrase goes, right?
Yes.
Well, we're over an hour in. We are going to. Oh, Shifty's like, okay, I'll have Anzo send you a link. All right, cool. That'll work out. But with that being said, though, guys, we're about over an hour in. I feel like we got all our points out. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who came in the chat. I would like to thank Shifty, Dylan, Kavari. We had Corey West, DC Clan, David Q. We had Andrew. We had Deshaun. Like we had a good amount of people today. I'm actually pretty surprised.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually happy about that. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised because like I don't really do a lot of video streams like this. I feel like I need to do more streams like this where I'm just being not necessarily like angry about it, but just be more like, hey,
being yourself, Austin. I think that's what they like.
like they just like me being brutally honest and also very critical. Now, before we end it, Dylan's like, are you still up for tonight's stream, or do you want to call it?
What, me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm still up for it. I mean,
that's why I'm wrapping it up now.
Yeah.
So, Ninjroid, where can they find you at?
All right, you guys can personally find me on my own YouTube channel, Ninjroid243, where over there I'm planning on uploading the rest of my reactions to Ninjago Crystallized, the final season of Ninjago, hopefully within the next coming of weeks. Well, this Saturday I'm going to do the return of Galactic Chat, This show, Galactic Chat, has not been on for a good 2, maybe 3 months. So we're going to make it return. All right. And this is the Galactic Chat month. I think this is also maybe the anniversary, honestly, this month. That's what, no, that was July. But this is probably our most busiest month for Galactic Chat, like it always is. We always get a lot of viewers and all that. So, guys, go check out that channel. I am gonna go check out the show, I should say. We're gonna do some fun stuff. I might bring some fun games back.
Games? Well, what are you talking about?
I can't say. Right?
Why?
Because I don't know for sure yet. I don't want to make any promises, Austin. All right.
Does that mean the Cantina tournament's coming back?
Maybe.
And if it does that mean like I get a free buy since I won the last round?
Yes. And I'm also gonna do another prize thing as well.
Does that mean Dylan is also permanently banned because he chose to boycott Star Wars?
Well, let's just say he better get Disney Plus immediately if he wants to be a part of it.
If not, Dylan, you're fired.
Exactly. So I think we're gonna bring back the Star Wars champions and all that. We're gonna have a lot of people on. I'm planning on getting a lot of people on. The only rule is you have to be within the United States. All right.
Wow, that's kind of
I'm talking about shipping with Amazon.
Oh, okay, like the price thing. Okay, I just wanted
Yeah.
to clarify that.
Like, you can still be a part of it, but you might not get the gift.
You'll just get a hearty handshake.
Exactly. Which we kind of want to do the gift thing, right?
I mean, it depends on the gift.
Yeah, I might do a Lego set again. Almost similar to Grogu.
You know, I would have liked the whole, because I know the previous one before, shit got fucked, but I did like the idea of having, like, the Nindroid cuts put on, like, the discs or whatever, and, like, having, like, the winner get, the discs.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I might try and get that operational.
But I feel like you would have to do that, like, when From the Darkness comes out.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, in which that current thing I'm going to start actually working on as well. As soon as I feel better. And legit, guys, trust me, we're going to be rewriting the whole film. So we are going to be changing quite a bit. And what I mean by rewriting is the dialogue and certain scenes and all that. We're not going to be rewriting the story aspect of it. We just
What he
wanna...
means is he's going to be rewriting the whole thing.
Yes.
So expect the movie to come out in 2024.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I got that estimate right. And by the way, Dylan cannot watch From the Darkness because he boycotts Star Wars.
That is true. Even if he made the poster.
Yeah, still can't watch it.
You still can't watch it.
It's permanent. You listen. Those are just the consequences of.
That is the rule. Actually, you have to own a copy of The Rise of Skywalker in order to watch a fan edit of Rise of Skywalker.
Now, on technicality. Now, listen. I know I said I was going to end the stream, but first off, I got to ask. Since technically I have Disney Plus, and since technically I have Disney Plus, and technically Rise of Skywalker.
No. That's a part of it, Austin. Yeah, you're good. All that you need is you need to somehow own a copy of Rise of Skywalker to own it, to view my fan edit legally.
like as much as I don't want to admit it, like because fuck the movie, but yes, I do sort of own Rise of Skywalker, just not physically. The only
Yeah.
things I own physically that I'm okay with is the original 6 films, Force Awakens, and Rogue One.
You don't even have Last Jedi.
No, I refuse to own that movie. Like the next time I see that movie in like a store, I'm flat out just gonna drop it on the floor. I'm gonna throw it on the floor, and I'm gonna piss on it.
And you're gonna piss on it, buddy.
Well, actually, no, because that'll get me in trouble for indecent exposure. What I would do is I would technically buy the movie, then I bring it home, then I bring it to the backyard.
And then you
With,
smash it into pieces with that sledgehammer.
well, no, first I would piss on it, and then I would wait for one of my dogs to take a shit on it, and then I would take the sledgehammer and I'd smash it, and then I take the
Yeah,
remaining.
bro, that the dog shit would get all over your face then.
No, it wouldn't, as long as I'm wearing a protective face mask.
Yeah, wear Kylo's helmet to that. And say this is for
No.
smashing Kylo's helmet.
Well, actually, I guess I can wear Kylo's helmet, because then.
Yeah, this is fuck you for smashing Kylo's helmet.
No, it's like, fuck you for making me
Now
watch
I'll
that.
smash you into Kylo's helmet.
Then I'm gonna smash all the pieces, and then I'm gonna burn the rest of it, and then I'm gonna bury it.
And then legit, someone is gonna and then you're gonna the following year, you're gonna then grab it and then you're gonna glue it with red glue.
Like just like the dust.
Yeah, piece of piece. And then you're gonna just be like, this movie's better than Rise of Skywalker. Da, 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 da.
But I still hate this movie, and I just like punch it.
Then you barely just put anything on. So yeah. All right.
And then I literally walk out of the house naked.
Now that sounds like me.
Yeah, I know that sounds like you fucking weirdo.
No, I don't go out of the house naked. I'm talking about like one story that I wrote.
I mean, technically, I could if I wanted to, but at the same time, I don't want to get in trouble
Austin,
for it.
don't, please. I don't want a picture in my head.
I mean, sometimes I sleep naked.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of. Yo, I'm not even gonna say.
What? You listen.
No, I was gonna say it's kind of normal.
Well, it is normal. I mean, look, listen. Sometimes it's really hot. Sometimes I'll wear just like my pajamas, like it's a shirt and pajamas. Like sometimes. Sometimes I don't wear socks. Sometimes I don't wear a shirt. Sometimes I don't even wear pants. But there's just those rare occasions where sometimes you just have to sleep with nothing on.
You know what I usually do? I just sleep. Well, I sleep without socks on for sure. Who the hell sleeps with their socks on?
I do it sometimes, but I don't do it.
What the hell is wrong with you, Austin? That's almost as bad as I put cucumbers and pickles on the same sub.
Well, first of all, that's just stupid. Like, secondly, sometimes it gets like really cold and you have to like put on socks.
Okay.
Like do you not wear slippers?
No, I don't wear slippers to bed.
Socks are basically wearable slippers you wear in bed.
I don't wear socks plain period in bed.
Why?
Because why would you?
Because they're feet condoms.
They're feet condoms. All right, guys, I'm clipping that out. They're feet condoms.
Listen, it protects your feet from like really bad things. Like,
you know, I could take this so many ways right now.
I know you could. but you don't because you can't say anything because you don't wear socks.
Shut
Like,
up.
I bet you don't even wear socks when you put on shoes.
Yes, I actually do put socks on.
You know, I'm having a hard time believing you.
Really? Well, I'm not wearing socks right now currently.
Yeah, because you don't own socks.
I do own socks. You know what? I'm actually gonna wave one of my socks in my air right now. See this? It's a sock.
That's
It's
a
in,
really small sock. I don't
it's
even think
it's inside out right now, but it's a sock.
I can take that in so many ways. Why that sock is inside out.
It's because when I take it off, which I just took it off like legit maybe 15 minutes ago. That's why it's funny that we're talking about socks. Um, you know, I take it off inside out and then I just, then do that. Nindroid's total socks. Oh my god.
Yeah, do you wear socks with sandals?
No.
Why?
Why would I?
Yeah, why don't you like socks and sandals?
I like sandals.
So you
Well,
must wear socks.
no, I don't like sandals because it has sand in the name of it. I don't like sand.
Alright, Nindroid, do you like flip-flops?
Yes.
Do you wear socks with flip-flops?
No, why would I?
Why?
You're not supposed to do that, Austin.
But why can't you?
I mean, you could. I just choose not to, though.
It's a fashion statement, Nindroid. You got to be more creative. You got to wear socks with flip-flops.
Maybe I just want to be generic.
Listen. You gotta
Okay, I really feel bad for Dylan right now.
all right. You gotta get the double mohawk. You gotta wear socks with flip flops, and you gotta wear socks with sandals.
You know what I got today?
Oh no!
At
What did you get
Sheets.
today?
At Sheets.
Oh
I
god! You went
legit
to bed
got
sheets.
the bed sheets. What?
You got bed sheets.
No, at Sheets. Sheets, which is a gas station store, by the
You
way.
took a sheet.
No, it's called Sheets. It's a gas station. It's almost like Sonic, all right?
So Sonic.
Yeah.
So you mean it's sheet the fox?
No, just shut up for a minute, please. So I got a huge bacon cheeseburger. All right.
Do you eat anything like else besides bacon cheeseburgers?
Yes. Oh no. Yes, I actually do, and that was the first bacon cheeseburger I ate within 2 months. Believe it or not.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're cutting back on bacon cheeseburgers. You eating them every 2 months.
Yeah, well, I will actually eat a bacon cheeseburger for my birthday, which it's the 28th. Everyone, just let you know. Just
Oh,
enough.
your birthday's the 28th.
Yeah.
Your birthday's the 30th.
No, it's not the 30th.
It's the 26th.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, so your actual birthday's the 29th, right?
No.
It's the 28th.
Yes.
Okay, see, I'm getting good at this.
No.
I'm pretty sure I am getting good at this.
Yes, you are, Austin. Which honestly, my birthday, I'm also gonna be busy that night because it's gonna be on Friday and it's the last football game. So I'm not even gonna get home till maybe like probably 10. And I'll be doing Galactic Chat as well. So whoopee doo, right?
You know, Ninjoid, that sounds like a pain. You know what the football team should do on your birthday?
Don't say singing.
Well, I was gonna say, well, it's your birthday. It's the football team. For every year that you're alive, each member of the football team has to give you a tackle.
Heck yeah.
But I guess the singing will piss you off even more, so I guess the singing will have to do.
Bro, I joined chorus this year, so don't even say singing is taking me off because I mean about my birthday. Yeah, I guess that would actually. So screw you.
But before we sign off, I know we've been going on long. This outro has been going on a long time. But I have an interesting series I want to go into. So, you know how November there's a thing called No Nut November.
Yes, I know that month very, very well.
Now, last year I did not succeed. Like I literally failed like the first day. Like it's not the most pleasant of months. That means an entire 30 days of just not being able to do the fun stuff. So, I was thinking for a series, 30 it's going to be once a year, 30 days of no, it's going to be a journal of sorts.
You know what? I'll join you for I'll legit join you for it.
And like every title
On the first day of No Nut November.
I really want to punch someone in the face.
On the second day of No Nut November, what do I want to do? Punch someone so much.
Like, dude, by the end of November, we'd be like, Jesus Christ, please, for the love of God, I just want this day to end.
Well, legit Ryan is over here like, oh, I broke it within the first 6 hours. Well, we're all just suffering.
It's like, bro, listen, you just gotta do it for the meme, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No peanuts, you can't, like, nut. It's like, it's not, like, I did it, like, 2 years before, and I think I lasted, like, 17, 26 days.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna try the entire month.
Dude, it's gonna be so hard.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but still, we're gonna try.
it's like I like day one, I couldn't sleep last night. Mainly because I do it just so I could go to sleep. But because I'm doing this, I can't go to sleep. So now I have to take out all.
Men all have competition over.
So I have to, and then it's like by day 5, I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I was so tempted. Like,
We gotta show which one is the alpha male here.
and let me tell you, I don't have confidence, but I would like to believe it's me.
Hopefully.
Like, I'm just gonna like find something else to take out my aggression on. And that's just gonna be me going on YouTube and complaining the entire time about how much it sucks to not be able to. Like, bro, listen, any day of like any other month, it's like sometimes I might not even like do it, and it's just like, I'm fine.
You know what would be so funny?
What?
You on October 31st, you're staying up late at night. You do it, and then it leads to November. You didn't even check the time, and you already broke.
Bro, that's what happened last year. I forgot what day it was, and I'm like, oh god, I fucked up. Well, I guess I'm out of the game. I guess. I failed in like a few hours. It's like, because it's like literally any day of any other week. It's like in any month. It's like, oh, it's like you don't think about it. But then when it's November 1st, you're like, fuck, this is gonna suck because you're thinking about it. It's like, because like sometimes it's like I just don't even think about it. Sometimes it's just I do it. Maybe it's an addiction. I don't know. But listen, what really will suck is if it's like the 29th. It's like, yeah, one more day, and then you go to sleep. You go to sleep, and then you have a wet dream,
Oh no.
and then it's like, you motherfucker. I was so close. Thank God I've never been in that situation, because if I did, I'd lose my shit. So
Or
bad.
during November 1st, the night of October 30th, you have a wet dream.
Vasco's like, wet dreams? What the fuck? Oh, well. Oh, Basco, you missed like a good portion of what we're talking about. We're getting awkward time to join the chat. Listen, I have an interesting idea for a stream because November is No Nut November. It's gonna be 30 days of just me doing a stream, and it's just gonna be documenting what's happening.
Yes.
Like, I
Day
feel
number
like that'll
one.
be the
I
perfect time to
want to
like
punch Austin so much for joining this. Day
like
number 2, I'm forcing myself to eat some chips to not do it.
like I feel like that would be the most perfect time to work out, because like there I could just take out like all my aggression, but then at the same time I'm also gonna think about like
We're doing just one
wanting
huge live
to
stream, us working out, going to the gym. I'll be going to the gym on my area. You go to the gym around you.
like not even that, just like me, just like maybe like the first day it's like fuck, it's like we're like 7 hours in and I already want to cry. Because sometimes you get like that weird like uncomfortable feeling in your legs, and it's just like, God, I really wanna
Yeah,
it just it
I feel so bad for Dylan.
like I think my friend, like I think it was like my senior year of high school, like we did No Nut November. It was like
And
sometimes I
that was
just
the
like,
most deadly thing ever.
well, yeah, but also the whole like thing is, it's like he's like, sometimes you just gotta like blue ball yourself, so technically you get the sensation but you just don't nut, and I'm like, no, like that's probably too painful to go through. I'm not doing it. I'm going to
Mhm.
go. I'm gonna test myself. I'm gonna see how much tolerance I have.
Mhm.
So we're like an hour and a half into this outro. I feel like we went on way too long, especially on the No Nut November thing, and also socks. I'm sorry to everybody if I didn't like Jaxel. I feel so bad. He had so many like chats in here. Like there was a toy when I was a kid. It was a plastic discs in the handle. Oh yeah, I think I had one of those. They would hit you. For No Nut November, I think I need one of those guns to like shoot me shoot me in the dick. So that way I don't. So that way it doesn't give me the
Shut
sensation.
up. Shut up.
One of the coolest toys ever, and it got banned with 3D printers. We could have that again. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because 3D printers will give you cool stuff like this.
Oh yeah, that definitely is a boner killer. You guys are weak.
You.
Dylan does all that on live
Great
streams.
thing that I got.
Lottery. I know Dylan, they're weak. I should not point that out on stream. You're right, we are weak. But we are men, and we will be doing manly things, such as No
Oh,
Nut
yes.
November.
Yep.
Dylan, you give me a hard time for calling them weak, but you get to do it. Not everyone can pull that off. Sure. Not everyone had the power to eat nothing but bacon cheeseburgers for every meal. I know Ninja eats bacon cheeseburgers for every
No,
meal.
shut up.
Ninja eats bacon cheeseburgers every day, and he watches Rise of Skywalker every day.
Oh yes, you know all my secrets. I mean, after all, I have the movie right here in my hands.
In fact, you even own it. I'm just.
It's
And by the way,
really-
Ninja, you can't watch any Star Wars during No Nut November. You gotta be in tip-top shape.
no, but Andor's still on during then.
Oh well, that's great. That will help me not. It will actually help me succeed in No Nut November.
You're right. I can put it on to sleep because actually that's what happened today when I watched episode 5. Shh, I still enjoyed it, but I had to legit wake up.
Later, guys, Scar. Dude, you fell asleep during Andor. That's fucking hilarious.
No, bro, that's been now the third time because I fell asleep while trying to watch the first 3 episodes. I fell asleep during episode 4, and I also fell asleep during episode 5.
Damn, you really just.
Yes, I did. I just kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to tell anyone that I fell asleep.
I think a lot of people have, man.
I don't know. Vix is kind of hot. Oh my god, Shifty!
Shifty, no!
You had to go there, huh?
God damn it.
Now we can't even watch it.
God damn it. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'll be able to handle it. I'll be asleep by the time Bix comes back.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, oh, it's
The
time for
funny
Andor.
thing is, Austin, during all these episodes, when I fall asleep, it's like within the first 10 minutes.
You know, I feel like that should factor into your grade, you falling asleep.
Should it? Because I actually, when I'm up, I actually kind of enjoy somewhat of it. Well, no, I do. You know
I
what?
still.
I am actually gonna start putting that into my grade because the only episode that I didn't fall asleep to was episode 3. So
So every other episode you fell asleep. That should be a concern. Wow, I believe we're like one of the first few people to have a 37-minute outro. Damn,
well,
I'm not,
guys, that is us.
I don't even think I'm going any further with my stuff. I feel like we went way too long. Well, thank you to everyone in chat, Jacksaw, Shifty, Dylan, Basco, and everybody else I brought up before. Thank you for listening in to our No Nut November talk. And also everything else. I love how we had a serious stream for like a good bulk of it, and then literally the last like 30 minutes was like us talking about No Nut November. That's probably the most us stream ever.
That we've done in a while.
It's like we'll have like a good conversation, then we'll just end it with some sort of like.
November. Come on, guys, we gotta get ready for it.
Bro, listen. I feel like I should start training for it now, but listen, it's
No,
still
You
October.
gotta do it a lot right now, Austin. So then you get sick and tired of it. So then you actually.
Yeah, but see that's what makes December so great, because you know what December is, right?
What is December, my friend?
Dick Destroyer December.
Oh yes, I know what December is.
That's what makes December so great, because after 30 days of pain, you get a day of pleasure, because that's all you really need.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we got to stop this before we go further into madness. So, thank you guys for watching. This is the Osnator. sliding into your. Nope, I'm not even gonna. No, just signing out, not pulling. Stop. Nope. I gotta stop. That's what she said. Fuck.
There's no such thing as chicks with dicks, Johnny. Only guys with tits. End it there.
yeah, I can't. I can't go. I feel like we can't top that. So yes, later, guys. Guys with tits. What the fuck?